Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. Forgot what I was thinking. Okay, for this week's read, the main tarot I'm going to use is Gilded Tarot Royale. Yep. By Chiro Marchetti. Text by Barbara Moore. And I'm going to go ahead and say there is the website on here, even though... There it is. Apparently I'm just completely a little behind. Here, Llewellyn.com, I believe, is there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out any of those other links if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. And the website in the back of this one, rockpoolpublishing.com.au is A as an apple, U as an umbrella. And last but not least, I have new dice, but I don't know where I have them. They're in my house. For this week, I'm going to still use the D&D dice. The 20 I used for the Major Arcana, which does omit 21 and 0. Somebody pointed out, and they're correct. And I used the number 4 dice for the element, and I used the 12-sided dice for the Minor Arcana, which one I'm going to use. Which I have new dice. But my brain does not know where I put them at the moment, even though I put them somewhere safe. I know that much. All right. That's what I got for this week. Let's go on to your reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. No. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? I almost tripped into my... This is the deck I'm using spiel. For whatever reason. But I didn't. This is interesting. Okay, we got good energy here. Somebody's moving forward. Somebody's moving forward. I think this can be a really good thing. I don't really feel like a lot of negativity here. I'm seeing one card of conflict, but I don't think it's going to be bad. So you've been very active. I don't think that's odd for Sagittarius. Very active, whatever this subject is. I got the High Priestess, half in, half out, and you got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So it says the Knight of Pentacles reversed, but I'm kind of questioning if it's just kind of like... It's not very dedicated energy for a while in the same direction. Like this, okay, what's going on? Because it's kind of like... The Knight of Pentacles reversed, I feel like the point of that one is, it's not like you haven't been active. It's just been like, it's been spotty, and it's been here and there every now and then. I almost feel like this contest between the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, even though I don't got that card. I don't have that card here. I don't have that card here. It's like you have been doing things here, but it's been inconsistent. Intensities have been different. How much has been different. It kind of like reminds me of like if you were working in a kitchen, because I like baking analogies. It's kind of like every now and then I'm stocking supplies, but not all of the supplies, just this, that, here and there. Sometimes I get a lot of it, sometimes a little. Sometimes I'm helping bake this, sometimes I'm just like doing a part of the process, sometimes I'm just doing the middle part of the process, sometimes I'm just stepping in at the end. And it's just kind of random. But like you've been involved here and there, but it feels kind of random. Not bad. You've had to do what you had to do. But the intensities keep changing, like how much I'm doing. Sometimes I'm helping just one other person. Sometimes I'm helping a bunch of people. Sometimes I'm just checking to make sure it's going well and walking away. Sometimes I'm taking it over for a couple minutes because I feel like I need to. It's just one of those things where you do have a strong connection to it, but your intensity and how often and how much just seems to go back and forth. I don't know, if I was going to use a music analogy, it's kind of like you're a really great singer, but every now and then you're helping with like the organization of how it goes, and Once in a while you sing a bar or two just to help get it in tune. Sometimes you take over for the main part, but maybe just for one show, and then you're kind of gone again. I don't know if I'm making the explanation as much as I need to. But you have a very strong foundation with whatever it is, too, by the way. Whatever it is, you have a lot of knowledge with it. You have a very strong foundation with it. And you're trying to make decisions. You're trying to make thoughtful, very long-term decisions, but, like, it's just... And you've never really walked away from it completely, but even though you're trying to make these long-term decisions, it's like the intensity keeps going in and out. Like, I'm trying to make a long-term decision, but it doesn't actually hit paper for some reason. It just doesn't hit paper. It's like I'm thinking about it, I'm working on it, doesn't quite hit the paper though. And once it hits the paper, it's like you're going to have it there. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, you're not writing it down and signing your name to it. It's just kind of like, yeah, maybe, it's just not hitting the paper is the best way I can describe it. So we're trying to get in there. You get a lot of love around you too, by the way. A lot of love around you. I don't feel like that should be in question, but what do we got here? The Death card, which you can talk about Scorpio energy, and then you got the 9 of Fire holding it together. So you know what you want. It still hasn't hit the paper yet, even though I'm getting that sword. Swords can be communication, or they can be communication verbally, written, that could be writing down, that could be a contract, that could be signing or creation of a contract. I feel more a creation of a contract with this one. If it's a signing of a contract, it's like the beginning of like the responsibilities afterwards, but I feel like it's more the creation, quite frankly. That love around you is definitely flavoring how this goes forward. It makes me uncomfortable for some reason. Why? Because I know what I want, and I know what I don't want, and I feel like the love of people around me is kind of influencing something, and it's kind of like, I don't really want to disappoint people, but I don't know about that. Like, I know what they want, and I don't know about if I want to do that. I've changed my connection here for a while. I know what I want. I don't want to disappoint people, but still, at the same time, I don't want to do what they want me to do. I want to do what I want to do. Talking this out and making sure you stick to your guns on what you want might be very, 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 very needed. You might need more than one person to talk this out with. And it has nothing to do with how people feel about you. It's just about you solidifying what you need from this and what you want from this and where you want this to go. It's almost like drafting it up before you actually go into the main meeting and kind of going, I have my bullet points of what I need and what I don't want. So this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and I have to stick to these bullet points. It's like having people help you get that together and having people like stand with you, kind of like, nope, that's what you want, so stick with what you want. We've already talked about it many times and you know what you want. So standing with you on that. Not against other people, but kind of like helping that energy just naturally come forward. Like, no, this is what I want. So it's not like I'm standing against anybody. It's just kind of like, you know, having people help you stand where you want to stand, if that makes sense. There's definitely somebody else with a new life journey coming up here that's heavily affecting this situation. Oh. So, all right, I'm understanding something I saw in the beginning that I didn't before, but I'm getting it now. So, because it's the appropriate time to get it, of course. Patience is a virtue. That's, yes. This isn't like a violent conflict. This is more of like a emotional conflict. How do I explain this? It's not like aggressive. I know it's a conflict card, yes. And I know it looks very like, that looks aggressive. It looks quite aggressive. I'm getting like internal conflict about leading versus not leading. So whatever this situation is, it's kind of like, well, I've been doing what I've been doing, and people kind of want me to keep doing it that way, or like they want to pull me in a little stronger, maybe. And it's kind of like what they're saying don't do This is going to sound counterintuitive, but don't just go with it because that's kind of like, I feel needed, I feel like I need to, I feel like I have to. A lot of people are going to want to pull you closer to them because I feel like they're used to like asking you for help and you just kind of help them. Don't go with this energy, ironically. They're saying, you know what you want. To get where you want to be, you can't keep following this pattern. It's a good thing. It's a good energy. It's, there's positives to it. It's not going to get you where you want to be, though. So if you go this route, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, but it's not going to get you where you want to be. To get you where you want to be, I mean, it's a reading. It's subjective. Take it with a grain of salt, blah, 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 all that stuff. Reading is for entertainment purposes only, the whole shebang. Look at the history of this situation and how can these people either help themselves or how can other people help other people? It's like if you have 5 people you're dealing with, can some of these people help themselves if they just take a minute to help themselves, or are there other people in this group, somebody else in this group of 5, like maybe this person needs help, that person can help them, or maybe this person can help them, or maybe this person can help them, or that person can help them, or maybe a couple people could help them, Redistribute this instead of you doing it. Who can help each other? Who are these other people can help it? Who else can jump in and do it? Maybe directing that a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, just a smidgen. Give ideas, maybe check with this one or check with that one. And just kind of step back and maybe also being a little bit more kind of like delayed in response. Maybe they ask you for help. You're like, well, I can't help you right now. And then step back and give them a day or two, see what they do on their own. And then kind of like, well, check with this one or check with that one. Don't check for them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Choreographing? It's not the word. Correlating? There's a word. It's just not hitting. Don't put that together for them. Tell them what to do and tell them to do it. You check with this one. That's the person who's asking you. So if it's this person, if Ring Finger is asking you, tell Ring Finger to ask Thumb. Tell Ring Finger to ask Pinky. Don't go to Pinky yourself and say, Pinky, see if Ring Finger, if you can help Ring Finger. Don't do that. Tell Ring Finger to do it. Does that make sense? I think it does. Be a little delayed in your response, too. And be more consistent with being delayed in your response if you can. Because the more they realize that, you're going to take a minute to respond and then you're going to tell them to ask somebody else anyway, they might catch on to the pattern. Because this is about you getting where you want to be. And this is how you can get more to where you want to be. If you're able to do that, people will move forward. Okay, we'll do that one first. They're going to do it differently. They might struggle a little bit at first. It's going to take them a minute to kind of like catch on to what's going on here, but they'll get more connected. It's time for them to go on their life journey path too. By doing this, you help them create their own path forward. It might also help them realize if this is really where they want to be. So it might get them to make some decisions and change their direction a little bit, make them kind of look at it a little bit differently. Like, is this what I really want to do? And if so, what choices do I need to make to do so? They kind of have to own it. They have to get to that point where they have to own it a little bit more. And I feel like it'll have its own evolution. That's their story, though. That's not your story. Then it needs to be their story. Your ending here is a good one. I know I'm giving like some looks here. But 7 of Pentacles in question. And then the Hanged Man. Okay. You're going to have this moment where if you follow this pattern, okay, sure. Things are going to go very well. You'll still have a very positive connection with these people, but I feel like you're also going to start going towards what you really want. The challenge at that point is literally you sticking and keep going where you want to go. You will have a lot of distractions, a lot of easy derailments if you let that happen. Whatever it is you want, you got to be dedicated to yourself and keep pushing yourself in that direction. You know what you want. The challenge is to keep yourself going in that direction and keeping yourself on point with it. There's going to be a lot of distractions even after this, and people trying to get you to do this and do that. once you start that pattern, it should be easier. But they're saying you still have to be the one that says, no, this is where I'm going. And just keeping yourself on track to where you want to go, even if you take different modes of transportation, different streets than planned. It's like if I'm trying to go to California, I keep trying to go to California. I don't end up in I don't end up in like Canada. I don't end up in Mexico. I don't end up somehow ending up in Europe. I don't jump over Canada and end up in Japan or something, like, or Hawaii or whatever. Like, I have to keep my goal and keep working towards my goal, whichever way it is. You can update and change your plan as you go. You just got to make sure you stay centered on where you want to go. Because for a few of you, I feel like it could be very easy where I was going to go to California, but Canada starts with a C too, so I went to Canada. Totally different experiences, I'm just saying. Or, I was going to go to Canada, or I was going to go to California, but then, I ended up in Mexico, which is fine if you wanted that update. But if you didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. It's good. So to get more where you want, they're giving you ideas like how to get more where you want. And then afterwards, it's just about you staying focused on where you want to be and getting there. That's all. Are we good? I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.